My name is Dr. Ekaterina Yaremchuk. I would like to share the core ideas of my doctoral research on the investment attractiveness of oil and gas companies and explain how I plan to expand this work in my doctoral project. My PhD completed at Henley Business School was motivated by the facts that since 2020, the oil and gas sector has been shaped by three crises: pandemic, political crisis, and climate change. Together, these crises reshaped corporate strategies and forced companies to rethink what sustainability truly means.
The investment process is of paramount importance for developing the European economy, the central participant of which is the investor. It is important for the investor to know and understand the factors of investment attractiveness, and which of them they must pay particular attention to when deciding on investments. When considering that external factors may impact a company, it becomes critically important for both the companies as well as the investors to assess the overall investment attractiveness.
The years 2020-2022 marked a turning point in corporate sustainability. Companies that historically evaluated business success by profit alone were suddenly required to integrate environmental and social dimensions into their strategic decision. BP and Total Energy announced net zero 2015 targets. Equinor invested heavily in the Dogger Bank wind farm, the largest offshore wind project in the world.
The main research question arises: amidst the continuing environmental and economic crises, what specific financial, environmental, and social performance indicators can European oil and gas companies use to further attract investments?
My analysis revealed that revenue size no longer reflects investment attractiveness. The correlation between revenue size and integrated investment attractiveness model was only 0.5, meaning that the business scale alone poorly reflects transition readiness or sustainability quality.
The purpose of the study, then, is to develop practical recommendations for optimizing the assessment of the investment attractiveness of these companies through theoretical and methodological foundations that are based on the triple bottom line theory, which will be derived from the research outcomes. In addition, the study will also seek to build a model to assess investment attractiveness based on the financial condition, sustainability reports, and efficiency statements of said companies.
There are several approach theories considering environmental, social, and financial dimensions. As highlighted in the literature, there are no common standards for measuring economic, social, and environmental factors of triple bottom line, which lead to consistent, not comparable investments. My research employs a mixed method design, combining quantitative financial ratios with qualitative analysis of sustainability, disclosure, and stakeholders' information.
A key issue is the absence of a way to calculate and quantitatively measure each of the three triple bottom line categories. It is imperative to solve this problem with the introduction of a systematic approach to assessing investment attractiveness, while still considering the effects of external factors such as an economic crisis. Developing an effective methodology for evaluating European oil and gas companies will grant the ability to assess changes in their investment attractiveness in a crisis, which will in turn provide accurate, objective information about the potential risk level of investing in them.
To address this gap, I developed Investment Attractiveness Model, a balanced, qualifiable framework integrating 63 indicators 31 financial, environmental, and 9 social. The model brings together quantitative financial ratios and qualitative sustainability disclosures and expert interviews. In my interview with John Elkington, the founder of Triple Bottom Line, he emphasizes that one of the greatest challenges remains integration of sustainability metrics into financial markets, which still operate through a straight return on investment mindedness.
Hello, I'm John Elkington. I apologize for the sunglasses. I don't normally wear them, but I have an eye condition that makes me sensitive to sunlight, and today there's a lot of sunshine. One of the difficult and challenging areas in the evolution of the triple bottom line has been in taking it into the financial world, into financial markets, because the return on investment mindset is very much entrenched there, and it's simply measured in financial terms. And if you can't demonstrate that you're making progress against those financial metrics, you've got a problem. You're probably not going to get the investment. All of that said, there has been a series of movements that try and bring this non-financial set of considerations even into the financial world. So, for example, we've had ethical investment, we've had socially responsible investment, we've had the financial side of the shared value movement, we've had ESG, environmental, social and governance investments. That has been a bit of a problem, because what we see is what we often see in financial markets. We're a herd animal, and that's exaggerated in financial markets. So you have the bull periods where everyone is stampeding into a new landscape of what they see to be opportunity, very often ignoring the risks. And then you have the bear period. And what we're about to see, I think, is another really, really fierce bear period. And when people are in the bull market, they find it very hard to hear people telling them about, climate risk and biodiversity risk and some of that stuff. We'll sort that out. And anyway, I'm a billionaire, so I have a charity. Go and talk to my charity people. That might be Jeff Bezos, it might be Bill Gates or whatever. Some of these people doing very good work. Bezos through the Earth Fund, Bill Gates through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. But nonetheless, they have tended very often to see these sorts of considerations as outside their core business decision-making processes. So I think and now we've got a period where ESG, having grown at an incredible rate, is being tidied up by the regulators, particularly in the European Union. You now have new rules which require investment funds that claim to be ESG to demonstrate that that is probably the case. And we've seen something like 900 funds remove all of the claims that they made. So it's quite a big number of funds who've been forced to give up ESG washing, a form of greenwashing. And I think that's healthy, because I think that what very often happens, and it happens with sustainability, it happened with the triple bottom line, it's happened with ESG, it'll happen with circularity, with all of these different concepts, is that as companies, as business, and they may be in the financial sector, embrace these different concepts, they dilute them. They don't always intend to do that, but they just make them comfortable for the world in which they live. And what that means over time, you may believe in homeopathy, I don't. I don't believe that something that has disappeared leaves a trace and that can treat you. Well, I don't believe that ESG can be watered down to the point where there's almost nothing left and that can help save the world. I think that's just delusional. So I think we need a clean-up, and I think what we're getting now is a fairly fierce correction, and it's not just anti-ESG and the ESG recession, it's anti-woke, A whole raft of different things are being challenged at the same time. Final thing I would just say on that is I think that's the biggest opportunity of our careers, possibly even our lifetimes, because now we're at the point where we have to think, if not that, what we've been doing to date, then what? And we've got a very short period of time in which to sort that question out.
The result of investment attractiveness model show that Shell, Total Energy, Equinor, and Anglo American appear constantly as a sector leaders because they combine strong financial fundamentals with robust social and environmental programs. Sensitivity analysis confirm that model stability. Leaders remain stable under different weighting schemes, while firms with higher revenue but weak sustainability performance fall behind in triple bottom line based ranking. Looking ahead, I tend to expand this research significantly. My postdoctoral project aims to apply and adapt investment attractiveness model across 30 major industries, including retail, transportation, engineering and construction, chemicals, technology, materials, healthcare and energy. The goal is to build a cross-sector, data-driven methodology that integrates financial and ACG indicators under and unified triple bottom line logic. This work will help investors, regulators and companies understand how sustainability affects competitiveness, risk exposure and long-term value creation in different sectors. My aim is to transform investment attractiveness model from the industry-specific tool into a scalable framework that supports strategic decision-making, improves transparency, and strengthens the connection between sustainability performance and real financial value.